Well, welcome. I guess YouTube has basically turned my channel off. I only got 5 new subscribers so far this month. So if you found this, you're lucky. I'm going to talk about the tank box. This wing is basically finished. Turned out pretty nice. I still have to clip this, but we're going to talk about this tank box. I'm going to do the tank box as well. I'm not going to run this. Let's per se that you are going to run one of these tanks. This is an 8-ounce tank. That means it's 8 inches long. Hey, good evening, Steve. That means it's 8 inches long. So if you were to put this out there, your nose would be a foot long. You can't have that. So what I'm not going to run an 8-ounce. I run a 6-ounce, which is 2 inches shorter than this. But I always take my tanks and I build my fuselage. You got to think about it ahead of time. Build my fuselage so that the wing, I don't know how many guys played with Lincoln logs as a kid. They were wood logs with notches in them, and you built log cabins out of them. But this keys together. So not only does it make it incredibly strong, it moves the center of mass back towards the center of gravity. I also run 3/4 inch extensions on my engines to move the engine back. I'm going to see if I can get an inch long extension made to move it back another 1/4 inch. You want to keep everything around the center of gravity to make that nice sharp turn. Now, the downside of this theory, thank you, Gary. The downside of this theory is you better build the tail super light. We're going to do a built-up tail on this, a flat stab built-up tail a la Windy. I also want to talk about that carbon fiber. You know, there was guys, Frank had the carbon fiber for sale on the forum. Well, this is the 2/10 Vail that I got from Frank. It is the exact same stuff as Aerospace Composites. It comes in a roll, but from Aerospace Composites, but I don't see a problem with that. Exact same starch, everything. You get 4 yards for $40. You won't get that at Aerospace Composites. I can guarantee you that. So this is a good deal. $10 a yard. And that's shipped. That's $40 shipped, and the shipping was $11. I can't believe what they're getting for shipping nowadays. It's unbelievable. How do I know it was $11? Because it says so right on it. Postage paid $11.65 for an envelope. I'm glad I'm not mailing T-shirts anymore. That'd be about $20 a shirt. So, if Frank has any of that carbon Vail left and you're in the market for it, I'd suggest you buy it. I should have bought 10 yards. But I'm poor. I don't have the money. Okay, so let's get to looking at this. I figured that my fuselage, this is the center line, the fuselage is going to be 2.5 inches, 2 5/8 wide. And we know that this center point and the bell crank's a 4-inch bell crank. So I measured up back 2.5 inches. I've already marked that out. So this can make or break your project right here. But we're going to take and cut this notch out of here. I better get a new blade. This is a new blade here. Not really, not very sharp. I'll do all that black veil around this area right here. Strengthen it up. New blade here. Yeah, it's like YouTube buried my channel or something. I'm gonna have to go around them somehow. Maybe I'll start streaming on Rumble instead. Let's get to the other camera. As soon as this is done, the next video will be finishing. We'll start soak spanning this and detail sanding. As you might tell, I am not afraid to cut shit up. I mean, most guys wouldn't do this, but it really helps the flying characteristics of an airplane to move the weight back toward the center of gravity. But you better be able to build light. Okay. And that rib will get replaced. Yeah, we got plenty of room. So I said 2.5. 2.5, 1.25 inches. Two and a half. Hey, Roy. Two and a half, inch and a quarter. I'll turn this around here in a second. Inch and a quarter. Inch and a quarter. There it is. Then we'll make some replacement parts to go in there. Are you guys learning anything? I don't know if you guys remember back one year at the Nets. I got the negative feedback for my streaming. And I said, hey, if you think you do a better job, get yourself here and start doing it. Well, Danny and I were talking today. Hey, if you want to see Ringmasters built, make a video. We'll watch it. But they won't. Too hard. What happened to the saw? I just had it on. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, most guys wouldn't do this. Okie dokie, we got it out of there. And this is about a 1/4 inch away. Right. This is about a 1/4 inch away from the bell crank. This hole in here. See if we can show it. So if you were to put a piece of wood straight across, it's a 1/4 inch away from the bell crank. So let's get a sandpaper and clean this up here. So I'm going to notch this back. So what I'm doing here, is notching that rib so I can put the piece back in there and glue it up against the rib. Okay, I've got to get a rib template because we're going to make some ribs to glue in here. Okay, it's going to be this one here. We need some wood. Here it is. I have done it by holding this up here, tracing around, sanding it off, and then making it a little smaller, but we're going to just do it this way. So this is center left, would be L1, so be that side there. So it's another nice thing about the Lost Foam system. If you break a rib throughout the year, it's no big deal. You just grab that thing there and cut you one and stick it in. It'll fit absolutely perfect. I'm not going to go through the ordeal of sanding this because it should fit right away. If I cut this on the line, it should fit right in there. And when you figure your fuselage out, you don't cut that round slot in the leading edge. You key it into the doublers. This gets glued to the doublers. I mean, if I were good at CAD, I could probably CAD it so I didn't even have to do this. I just glue it right to the doubler. But we need 2 of these. I said it was inch. Where the hell my ruler go? Inch. I'd have to measure. There it is. So, 1 3/4. The heavy 1 3/4. Cut it. Okay, I'm gonna go in there easy. Look too long. Get off that so don't interfere with the lead outs. Other side can be as long as I want. When I get this tacked in here, I'll show you what I mean by it fits perfectly. I don't even have to tack it in. I can show you. It's absolutely perfect. But I do want to make sure that the bell crank clears. So before I glue it in, I'll give her a tug here. Yeah, no problem. Okay, let's cut another one. You have the rib patterns for what? Oh, Tudor. Okay. Well, give her a whirl. Just build it up. If you're running any problems, give me a call. Let's see, can I swing that the other way without it would hit? So I got to make it the same. Got to make it the same. One thing about this, we are going to put carbon around here, just, about a half-inch around, just to strengthen it up some. Not that I think that anything would ever happen, but I mean, every airplane I got here is done this way. Shit. There ain't much difference. Sure, I'm missing my buddy John. God. Okay. We may not even have to cut this. Stick it in. Yeah. But that rib right there. Yeah, it's too long. It's too long. Inch and 3/4. Yeah. I got a check in the mail the other day for 56. I don't know that I told you this or not. $56,000. Good check too. That's what they wanted to give me for my house. Ain't no way. I threw it out. That all I had to do was deposit it, and the house will take care of the closing. And no, we're done. You're out of here. Come on now. Give me trouble. There we go. Why won't that go on there? Okay, we're gonna remake it. I guess it does matter. Center this one right here. We only want it that long. I hope my finishing videos help you guys. You know, any of this stuff I do can be used on any airplane, including RC. Because the only difference between an RC airplane and this airplane is I don't have servos. But the building principle is exactly the same. And I would say that it has to be more precise as a control line than it does as an RC airplane. Because I got no trim tabs, you know, no trim on the box. I'm already thinking about Brodax next year. Okay. And for you guys who've never been to Brodax, you need to get there at least once. Because I think we're about done. We're about down to the end of it. Now, I'll never get to go again, but Joe Knoll is another place you need to experience just once. Even though it's mostly RC, they do have control line there. But it's a cool experience to see that many modelers in one place. Okay, we've had it with you. Get off of there. Just does not want to get in there. Why? Let's see, well, I could maybe fix it. Stop. No. I don't want to go any farther than that. Okay. Here it is. Yep, I think YouTube is messing with me. Okay, it'll go in there now. She'll get in there now. Yeah, just in there. Piece of glue holding that rib up. There it is. Okay. Now I wish I was a different. This time I need to be left-handed for this side. Come on. Come on now. Get out of there. There it is. Use my thumb to the wood. Okay, let's check and make sure it ain't touching nothing. Nope. Good shape. I think we glue on the horn too. Well, maybe not. But we'll be finishing this week, this wing up this week. So that ain't glued. So let me get the mouse. We'll get on this other camera. You can see what I'm doing. Kinda. Yeah, it's all the way up. Okay. It's not as high as I thought. Now we got to cut a piece to fit absolutely perfect in that hole right there. So a piece got to go in this hole and bridge across. Okay. We're using 3/16 for that. Nineteen watchers. We want this to be a perfect fit. A little angle on it there. Now, cut it off right there, minus 3/32. Yeah, we're close. It'd be close. Got a little tip right here. We'll get the grinder out, grind that off. it's close. Man, it's close. Looks like the ends need to use swipes of the sandpaper. There it is. Make sure the bell crank didn't hit it. Nope. Okay, now we got all this done. I need to white glue that to the inside of this on the center rib. Otherwise, we don't have much structure. I would CA it, but you know what? I could take a little more off of this. Get back in there a little better. Okay. Get a little off the top. Yeah. With a pen like that. A little bit more off the top here. Put a dot of white glue right there. I can remember as a boy, I would wipe the glue on my pants. My mom would get so pissed off. Just bought them pants. Okay, make sure you don't hit. Good to go. This stupid glue bottle's clogged up already. Can't win. Can't win. Okay, well, what we'll do now is sand this. Now, this is something that'll never be seen by anybody except for you. Pretty good fit. Pretty good fit. With some more CA on it. Could use a little more sanding up there. Well, what do you think? All that's left to do on this is the detail sand. And then we can start doping. Probably get to that tomorrow. God damn. Pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now, this is not for this airplane, but This is how I design my fuselages. This notch here will go back to here, and then the doubler. Actually, this is a doubler. Yeah, this is not right. The outboard side of this is cut out, and the inboard side of the doubler goes back to the notch. I don't know what I was doing here. I wasn't thinking. Wasn't thinking. But I'll show you all that when I get to it. We're going to work on a, I'll start finishing this, but we're going to work on a couple of tails, elevator stabilizers. We're going to do them built up, molded elevator stabilizers. Popsicle stick stabilizer. What kind of wood to do it with? So we're at our hour. I appreciate you guys watching. Is it stronger if it went all the way across? I don't know. I've never had one full because the pressure's on that piece of basswood right there. That's it. This type of building is the sum of the total, is the whole. That's why fit's got to be good, you got to have tight fits, and that'll hold the pressure and the strain of all the G's to keep it from folding. Like I say, this will get carboned. Just a 2/10 veil doped on around here like that inside the box. Just to stiffen that up a little bit up there. Then this is all epoxy to the doubler, so it can't move. This is epoxy to the back firewall because the tank goes right up against this. So far it's come out pretty good. Let's see what it weighs, because this wing is completely done except for finish now. So we'll see where we're at. I noticed I was watching one of Wendy's tape. He had one at 15.5 in this state. $15.5. That's a monster. I hope we're better off than that. Because the Carumba wing was a foamy, and it weighed 16.5. And it still came out 64 ounces. I'd like to keep this sub 60. That's the goal, anyway. Landing gear blocks are in it, so we got enough to worry about those. There, we are at 13.5. 13.55. Not great. All the wood I got is 5 pound. I don't have any. I didn't have. This is all 5 pound wood. I didn't have any 3 pound wood like I normally do. So it is what it is. Just gonna have to sand the piss out of everything. No extra. You know, I'm going to do a nice finish on this. A windy type finish. He says that he makes his airplanes at 60 ounces. Now we're going to see. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, I bet. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow night is the hangout night. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.